those who are not familiar with Procter & Gamble, we are a fairly large advertiser. We make Tide, Pampers, Crest, Olay, Pantene. You might have heard some of those brands. We are in the social media space because at the heart of our company, we very much believe that the consumer is boss, and so wherever she is, we need to be there with her. And we know that definitely our consumers are online. They are talking about us. We want to be there not to control the conversation, as some of you might think, sometimes the way we act, but because what she or he has to say is really important. It's when someone makes gives the time and effort to go and write something, we take that very seriously, and it really lets us understand what does she value, what are her interests, and therefore then how can we better connect to her, how can we add value to her beyond just the products that we are creating for her or him. So with that then, one of the things that we're really focusing on is trying to reach more of our consumers more deeply. We want to do this in a way that's very genuine, and we know that for many of our brands, and depending on our consumer, that can look like a lot of different things. I mean, if you think of it about a dating kind of relationship, some of us are just really, the way the consumers want to interact with us is just at a very early level, whereas others, maybe they're very passionate about our brands, maybe they're very involved in our brands like Pampers and whatnot. We can have a much more serious dialogue with them, and I think this is where folks like Ripple 6 have really allowed P&G to get into this space, because they know about the communities. They know how to let brands connect with consumers in a way that is genuine and not fake. And while we may just initially listen with them, we know that if we want to take it to the next step, we can do that. We love the fact that consumers are all over the place on the internet, so the idea of these cloud communities of Ripple 6 is a very intriguing proposition for us, because we've been very fortunate in many years to be able to have all the consumers come to us, and now we're realizing that the paradigm is shifting and we need to go to them wherever they are. So if they're not on our brand sites, that's okay. We will be able to follow them wherever they are then and be part of their conversation. And also, we really want to go and add value. I mean, it's been a lot about the products, but if we can develop those deep relationships that you guys are talking about, that's great for us and for the consumer. If we can be seen as more than just they clean my clothes, but in the case of Tide's Loads of Hope, they were very much a community raiser. I mean, just in terms of really getting everyone to get back on track, and so that helped Tide immensely, and people will have a stronger association with Tide about that. But in the process then, we genuinely wanted to go and help these people. So that's something where we are looking to see how to get into this space, because I think there are a lot of things that we can do that can feel very artificial, and that's not ever our intent. It's really about knowing how our consumer wants to interact with us, the level and the type. And then, we believe that P&G is an innovator, whether it's on products or on marketing, and this is one reason why we have had a very strong performance track for the past several years, because we have been on the leading edge. So we want to really take that to heart, and with the Social Media Lab, what we've done is take one very successful principle of ours from R&D, where they've done a lot of connect and develop, so saying, hey, you know what, we don't have to go develop everything ourselves, but what we can do is go outside, find those right people, whoever they might be, and help partner with them to create products or whatnot. So we're taking that same approach with the Social Media Lab, where we have roughly 70 external partners, giving us advice, guidance, as well as just training us, basic education with social media. What can you do? The different terminology and all this other stuff. And so with the Social Media Lab, which kicked off earlier this year, we have about 15 brands participating, and those are the ones that are participating within the Social Media Lab. That's not including those brands that are doing social media, outside of P&G. And what we want to do by having this mass effort, you could say, is start scaling up learnings and being able to understand, okay, what really works, what doesn't work, how do you measure this, how do you measure that, and then ultimately, see what it means for our business and more importantly for the consumers.